For decades now, FASB has been setting standards for US GAAP. Unfortunately, that's not been completely beneficiary to private companies. They finally got their voice when the Private Company Council was established in May 2012. The primary responsibilities of the Private Company Council are to review and propose modifications and exemptions to US GAAP. The other responsibility is that they are the primary advisory board to FASB concerning private companies. They meet every few months, and to pass an issue into US GAAP, it must first pass through the Private Company Council with a 2/3 vote. Once it passes there, it moves on to the FASB board, where it must pass with majority vote. Once it passes there, it is open up to public comments, which then it will go back through the voting, and if passed, will be turned into a modification in US GAAP. The two issues so far that have been updated are accounting for goodwill, which simply allowed private companies to account for goodwill in a straight line over 10 years. And they only have to do the goodwill impairment test if there are triggering events affecting the carrying value. This will save the private companies the cost and time of dealing with the complexity of the goodwill impairment test. The other issue was simplified hedging, which was passed and it treats variable interest swaps and allows the companies to treat them as fixed interest swaps. This allows for the companies to save money by being able to determine the carrying and settlement values for their swaps early on. And since they were able to pass that, they were able to resolve one other issue which they removed from the table, which would have combined the borrowing and swap instruments.